think my cosmos chart works. All the forces that are unharmonious have a negative relationship if you view it as light through a crystal. Flashbang out. So what you've got here, if you overlay these 3 hexagons into a 3-dimensional shape, I believe it creates the cosmos. The intersection points then create all additional realms and barriers. Like light refracting, the forces that have the most opposition are directly across from each other or at an angle that causes stress to the crystal. Well, it's not undead anymore. You gotta change that to the eternal ones, apparently. Lamau. It's funny. It's almost like the Titans updated the chart based on what we know now. You know what I mean? Like they made a little, let me just. That's better, you know? Huh. This makes actually a lot of sense. In terms of, positioning of everything. Naru, Holy Light, Old Gods, Void Lord, Shadow. Naru, Old Gods, Light, Shadow, Void Lords, Holy. And then you take them and put them together. Naru, Holy, Nature, Wild Gods, Arcane, Tide. I mean, this is the best model for it I've seen. This is what is told in the book, exactly. View this cosmos through the perspective of any one force. Five simplex figure, look it up. I did yesterday. I was looking at it this morning. We just can't conceive that in 2D. You have to use your imagination a bit. It's what's described in the book. I'm aware of this. I know. And this is basically a 5 simplex. I know that. I know. I get it. I agree. That's why I'm saying this is the most accurate depiction of what's written in that book so far. I agree. I think this is very good. I don't know that I would be able to do it better than this. This is really good. Is there any way that we can put these together to have a better image, or do we have to imagine it? How do you? Is there a better way to perceive it? I disagree with this. I mean, that's fine. I think that there are some things where it's like you have to take it as it's kind of believed and as it's said in order to make it work. But I think that in many ways, I do think it makes a lot of sense. How many bands are on the Forge of Afterlives? 3. I think. I don't remember. Yeah, 3. Well, depends on how you look at it. Maybe even 4. I don't know, you have 2 huge bands and then 2 smaller ones. Why do you disagree with it, Jay? Can you explain why? You can have 3 3D objects depicting it from very different angles, but yes, you cannot show a 4 and more dimensional objects. Yeah. I do understand the limitations of visualizing a 4 and 5 dimensional object. I would think stuff like this, like the Burning Legion and Old Gods, are in cross sections, not edges. That's a really good argument to be made. I think that's one of the better arguments to make here, that it is where things intersect that certain creatures come to be. I think we're led to believe, and this is something that the book also says, is that because things like the Old Gods and the demons primarily operate using one cosmic force as we perceive it, we associate them specifically and only with that cosmic force. But that's not correct, right? What is true is that these entities, like old gods more than likely, like the Burning Legion more than likely, though we perceive them as operating with one specific power, what the Arathi are saying is that that's not correct. That's not correct. The old gods are not just void. There's clearly nature in there somewhere. There's life. There's something else in there. The Burning Legion is not just chaos. They're one of the most orderly standing armies that we've ever seen. They march in unison. They follow orders to a T. They are fervently fucking loyal for the most part. Like, I think the Burning Legion's among the most orderly things we've seen, and in many ways, because we look at things so one-dimensionally, which is what the Arathi are kind of trying to point out, we can't perceive them for what they actually are. It's overcooked. The model exists to explain how each plane is capable of touching each other plane. The only way this is possible is through a 5-dimensional model. We're overthinking it by focusing too hard on the hexateron. We have all the information we need in the codex. 15 transitive pathways, 20 planes, 6 monopolar vertices. I don't understand why we're using entities as vertices, why we're using power expressions of cosmic forces of vertices. And I agree with you. Now that you've said that, and now that I've just spoken about the vertice position as well, I agree with you. We have 6 monopolar vertices. Like 1, 2. I think vertices should be forces. I think they're saying the vertices should be exclusively forces. 6 monopolar vertices. Monopolar means like binarily directly opposite of one another, right? Type of electrosurgical unit and hypothetical particle? Jesus Christ. What the fuck does that mean? Monopolar, single poles just directly across from one another? And then planes are combinations of forces. Oh my god, that's why Thros! Yes, because that's what Thros is. Remember, Chronicle Volume 4 says that Thros is in the Emerald Dream, but it lies at a unique confluence of void and death. Remember, that's why. Thros as a plane is it's generated by the clashing of these different forces. It's the same concept. The Emerald Dream that we witness is a clashing of life or nature and order as well. They're not just solely one thing. The Firelands has as much magma in it as fire, right? Alakir, the Wind Lord, has as much wind as there is lightning. I DM'd you my graphs, and now you've seen both schools of thought being argued. This is the second school of thought. There are 20 triangles. These are the planes. There are 15 lines, the pathways. There are 6 dots, the vertices, the forces. And what is the highlighted area meant to depict? This is a 2D cosmos, though. The highlighted area is an example of one of the planes. This is a... No. This, I think, is a 3-dimensional cosmos. It's just depicted in 2D. Because, once again, we have shapes and sides forming between vertices that are perceivably on different sides of this object. There are 20 of those tripole planes. 6 monopole vertices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 15 connectors between them. This is a 2D representation of a hexateron. That is correct. This is what I had looked up before as well. Now I understand what you're trying to depict here. So if the realms are the triangles and the monopolar forces, whatever the fuck these are, monopole, whatever the fuck the term was, then what are the pathways? There's 20 planes in total? Yes. I believe. That's what's being represented here, with a two-dimensional representation of an object that is not 2D. We have to imagine that these connecting vertices form other planes. And how many pathways to those planes? This mathematically aligns with what's written. This is not mathematically different. As Jay said, there are 20 triangles, there are 15 lines, there are 6 dots or vertices. The Firelands, for example, could be order, disorder, light. If order plus disorder equals fire, the plane was ordered by the Titans. Oh, sorry, if disorder plus light equals fire, and the plane was ordered by the Titans. Well, then look at what's depicted in the WoW Cosmo chart. Guys, I will continue playing the game, so if you're only here for that, just please be patient, but this is what we do. This is what we do. If you look here, you look at even things like the placement of disorder and light, and what do you have elementally right there? Fire. And if you look at this as though these are layers, I do feel that the Titan chart is trying to represent a similar concept. But it's so fantastical in how you look at it that it makes it really hard to perceive what it's trying to show you. But even these lines of interconnectivity could represent the same type of structure that we see here. The lines themselves may be the planes of their own we could visit. And I believe they are. Might be planes of their own we could visit. Could it be a place like where we fought Farak? I believe the line between light plus disorder is the plane of fire. The true plane of fire. The one not ordered and constructed by the Titans. This is the nerdiest shit I've ever done in my entire fucking life. And it's the best thing ever. This is fantastic. I'm saving this. I think that both are compelling, dude. I think that there's some interesting ideas being thrown around. At the end of the day, what is the most important thing? We're looking at the cosmos with renewed perspective. That's what matters more than anything. We have to renew our perspective so we don't just keep stuck in the old ways of thinking. And that's why when people like Bellular kind of write it off like it's some kind of joke and you know, point and laugh at the Shadowlands lore, I don't think people should do that. I'm not trying to take a shot. This is me just respectfully saying, I don't think you should do that. Because renewed perspective is so fucking important. Isn't that what Miss Pandaria Remix was literally narratively all about? Eternus says to you, I believe, it's not the mists that have changed. It's you.